Welcome to the Bellingham-Whatcom County League of Women Voters interviews of candidates for the November general election. The League is a nonpartisan organization. We never support or oppose a party or a candidate. My name is Cindy Madigan, and my guest is Bob Feaster, who is running for the Blaine School Board District 3. We are asking the candidates for this office the same three questions. Each candidate has 2 minutes to answer each question, and the answers are timed. The video of candidate Feaster's responses will remain on our website until after the general election on November 4th, 2025. Candidate Feaster, thank you very much for agreeing to this interview and for seeking to serve in public office. Our first question is, what specific issues or goals inspired you to run for the Blaine School Board?
Decided to run for the Blaine School Board because it's who I am. I've spent 35 years working in public education as a school psychologist, as a special ed director, and the last 10 years of my career were as an assistant superintendent in a district about the size of Bellingham. Retired 10 years ago and missed public education. I tried volunteering in a couple of different places, but I was brought back to schools and I began volunteering reading to kids in the hallway, started substituting in various positions as a school counselor. Finally, I've been working the last 7 years monitoring recess in Blaine Elementary School. So I've gone from almost the highest paid position in a school district to the very lowest. But I love this. I love working with kids, and I've worked with children and worked with the system of education for 35 years, and then another 7 years with what I've been doing lately. I think schools are the gathering point of our communities. They are our democracy in action. They are where people and kids of various backgrounds and interests and social factors get together. And it's the place where after you go to school, you go to see the rest of the community out in the real world. And it's the place where we get to learn and test our skills. It's a place where we get the skills we need to move beyond school. I'm decided to run in part because my passion in part is helping the disadvantaged students who have special needs, who are low income. I've been volunteering in our community for the last 9 years, helping low income folks. And I want to bring those together, my experience and my passion for helping those in need. So that's what drove me to run this time.
Okay, thank you. Question number 2. The Blaine School District is managing the elimination of over 40 full-time positions for the 2025-2026 academic year. How should the school board address the impact of the loss of these positions?
Well, I think that number is probably higher than actually happened. That number counted the merging of two schools, our primary and our elementary school, that would have saved us probably about $750,000. We hired an interim superintendent this summer who looked at that and decided that was not in the best interest of students. So he reversed that. So we don't have quite as many. We have reduced, and we've been losing enrollment for the last 3 or 4 years, from nearly 2,000 students to about 1,800. In a district that size, that's a big deal. So it's been a challenge, but I think we're starting to turn the corner. Our enrollment numbers aren't in for this year, but they're trending up. We're hearing reports from classroom teachers and our registrar that we're registering new kids. So we're not out of the woods. We, like every district in this state and every district in this country, are losing students. The birth rate's dropping. So we've got to pivot with that. So I think we deal with it by trying to keep those cuts as far away from children as we can, by problem solving and seeing if there's another way to do it. Again, our new interim superintendent is finding another way to do it. It's going to take some money out of our reserves, but we'll still have healthy reserves. But I think the challenge for the board in this year and the next few years is, how do you deal with declining enrollment and still provide not only an adequate, but a vibrant, safe, and exciting place for students and staff to be. So I think we're going to turn that corner, but we've got some work ahead of us.
Okay, thank you. Question 3. What role should the board play in hiring, evaluating, and supporting the superintendent and district leadership?
School board really hires only one person. They hire a superintendent. They then direct the work of the superintendent, provide the superintendent with goals, and create policy and procedure for the school district to run. I've worked with many school boards in my 35 years, and I've seen some school board members get frustrated that they want to and think they can get involved in a lot of hiring decisions and a lot of smaller issues that really are to be handled by other administrators. So I think the role of the board is to get a good superintendent, and I think that's going to be one of the issues with the Blaine School Board over the next 3 to 5 years. We have a good interim now, in my opinion, and I'm hoping that we can make sure we have a good superintendent for the next several years. That's a critical issue for the next school board. Sooner or later, they're going to be hiring a new superintendent. We then leave it to the superintendent to hire their staff and to direct their staff and to follow the goals that are agreed upon between the board members and the school board and the superintendent. And we monitor that and hold the superintendent accountable. Our job at that point too is we represent the community and we need to listen to parents, hear them, bring their concerns forward to the superintendent, and as we hear concerns, direct those to the right people, be that a teacher, a principal, a director at the district office, or the superintendent. So that's our role, is to listen and direct them to the right people and hire the right people, namely the superintendent.
Okay, thank you. Once again, thank you for giving the public this insight into your views and values. Viewers, please remember to vote by November 4th. Ballots sent by mail must be postmarked by that date. Ballots placed in drop boxes must be submitted by 8 p.m. that day. For more information, please see votewa.gov. That's votewa.gov. Thank you.